Where did the road go? Off-road edition. So I'm here with Marty Garza. Hey, Marty.
How you doing, Seriah?
And we're about to record an episode of The Last Exit for the Lost with you. But since I had you on the line, I thought we should maybe talk real quickly about the drone thing that's going on. I haven't really followed it. I know you haven't followed it that much, but I've been getting tons of messages about this stuff, including videos and things like that. Some of the videos just look like Starlink satellites. One of them was a picture of Venus through the clouds. So, you know, most of that stuff, even when it's a good video, it's hard to tell what's really going on with it. What have you seen of this so far?
I'm kind of in the same camp. I generally don't pay attention to current events too much, mainly because I think sometimes you're a little bit too close to it. Like there's not enough information. Yeah. So you don't want to necessarily render an opinion of something until you have more data to be able to, you know, provide some factual information. Right now, a lot of it is hearsay. Videos, you know, like you mentioned, videos don't really tell you very much.
Yeah.
I think there is a bit of, I guess it's sort of like hysteria about it. And from a lot of the ones that I've seen are not terribly convincing. I think that the reports over the bases overseas in the U.S., my inclination would be to think that they're most likely some form of military surveillance.
Yeah.
And the fact that it doesn't appear that there has been much of a response to it, I think is an indication that they already have an idea what they are, despite what they might claim.
And that's the thing. People don't realize that the military is going to lie to you. I mean... It may be mixed with truth, but in the end, they have no reason to tell you the truth when they can tell you something that's more effective for them, you know?
Yeah, and, you know, although the orb type sightings, of course, go back, you know, throughout history. But,
oh, yeah.
You know, particularly the Foo Fighters during World War II and all. But more recently, around the mid-'90s, there started to be a little bit of discussion among aviation writers about orbs that were being seen in areas like, you know, like Area 51 and testing ranges. So I think that might be suggestive of some form of technology that was starting to be fielded that was already starting to catch their attention. And we may just be seeing more advanced versions of that now.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think that's exactly what it is. I mean, we don't really understand the tech that we have. I'm always amused when you have someone who's just, you know, like the TikTok video where those guys were saying, we don't have anything like this. It's like, you wouldn't know. Like, you're on a boat, you know, no one's going to know all the secret projects. You're certainly not going to know the secret projects that are out there.
Oh, yeah. No, cutting edge military technology is usually 20 to 30 years ahead of whatever the public is aware of. You know, that has been shown, you know, in not just the SR-71, but the F-117s, you know, there have been many, you know, platforms that have been in the skies for a long time before the public was aware of them. So it wouldn't surprise me one bit if we have some, you know, much more advanced aerospace technologies. There's no doubt.
Yeah. I plan on deep diving into this a little bit more just to see if there's anything interesting there. But I suspect it's going to be stuff that looks like it's probably military related.
Yeah. Now there's some gray area there because there's, you know, and this could spiral into a very long conversation. But recently, you know, on the Brothers of the Serpent podcast, we had an episode that was a little more timely in terms of the congressional hearings and all, and the Immaculate Constellation program. And I went into giving, you know, I provided some background on where some of the information in there, some of the terms that are in the report. There was references to the ARV and RVs, which are, of course, you know, replicated alien vehicles and or recovered vehicles. And I tried to provide a little bit of more of the history of where that term came from, and then programs that may relate to that. So there is some historical information on that. This isn't a new idea by any by any stretch.
Right.
So it is conceivable that some of this stuff might be like replicated, more exotic technologies, and that, like I said, that can kind of spiral into a very long conversation as to what technologies did we develop and what technologies are we mimicking. They're kind of two different things.
Yeah. Well, maybe we'll have to have that discussion at some point.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I'm not much of a believer in us finding exotic technologies, but I can always be convinced otherwise. And I did listen to that episode. It was an excellent episode.
Thanks. I do believe that there have been recovered craft, but I don't necessarily believe that there were crashes. Okay. I tend to look at them more as gifts or breadcrumbs. Right. Kind of leading humanity in a certain direction.
Well, like I said, we'll have a longer conversation about that at some point, but I just wanted to get your take on the drones right now. And now we're going to talk about metal, and people can hear that at thelastexit.org. Thanks,
Sounds
Marty.
Good.
You have been listening to Where Did the Road Go? This show is made possible in part from our Patreons, and we thank you and everyone listening for helping us continue this exploration of the strange. You can always find everything Where Did the Road Go related at www.wheredidtheroadgo.com. And thank you so much for your support.